It's your boy, Ed the Dread, aka Eddie Money Mouth. And you are tuned in to the Money Mouth Podcast. Yes, sir. Welcome back to another Money Mouth Monday. It's your boy, and we here. And we've got the kickoff. Not to the Super Bowl, but to the WSL season, World Surf League. Okay, today's topic is going to be the kickoff to the World Surf League and how it has been met with mixed reviews. Ooh. So first and foremost, if you don't know, World Surf League, it is the association for professional surfing across the world. Yearly, they have a contest tour, and it just began with two back-to-back contests, the Lexus Pipe Pro and the Abu Dahbi Pro at the new surf ranch in Abu Dhabi. So, the winners were ripping, but also at points there was a little bit of controversy, right? So the Lexus Pipe Pro, formerly I think like the Volcom Pipe Pro, I don't know when Lexus got the name and whatever, but the Pipe Pro is, prestigious contest. Won this year by Baron Mamiya, a North Shore local, and I believe it's his second year straight winning the contest. He was up against an Italian surfer, Leonardo Fioravanti, and it was a very close call. The scores were tied. And if you don't know anything about surfing, essentially a contest comes down to an amount of time that you're allowed to compete in a heat, and your best two waves will be scored for a combination score. You add them together, right? So the best you get is a 20, having two 10-point rides, right? So in the event that your combination score is exactly the same, the winner will be decided by the best single wave score. It happens in WSL. It happens in HSA. We've seen it a bunch of times in the HSA Maui events, even in the MIL, high school surfing here. So it's a common occurrence, but the way that this happened was what was up for debate and what many people are, I guess mad about. I mean, when it comes to the internet, you basically will see people either repost stuff or just slay something in the comments section. So a lot of reposts were done. If I can get my hands on some of them by screencasting or whatever, I'll throw them up over here, right? But the last two waves ridden by Baron and Leo were very similar, backdoor barrel rides. I'll say that looking at it, they look similar, but degree of difficulties are definitely different, right? The wave by Baron, definitely steeper, definitely a harder takeoff, right? But what most people will argue is that Leo had a much longer barrel ride, and they both pulled, a carving frontside turn to end off with. Right? Where the super controversy comes in is that I believe it was the same two judges that threw like a 9.8 or a 9.9 or something for Baron's ride. It took them a while to determine what score they were going to put in. And then when they both put their scores in, I'm pretty sure they were like 8.8 each. And then that literally made the total combination scores exactly the same. And then it went to, like we said, whoever had the higher single wave score. So, from the perspective of someone who announces contests, it's a common occurrence that combination scores will be the same, right? It's not always going to happen that way, but I would say it's something common, the same as how common it is that someone catches the Hail Mary wave in the last 30 seconds of the heat. It happens a bunch. With the amount of time that it took to put in the score, I've again, as an announcer, I've witnessed times where you've had to had a replay, and the judges are really considering things in relation to others, right? Let's just say the first wave of the heat sets off the scoring, and then from there, you're comparing, right? So I'm sure that those judges sat and compared the two rides before making their decision. But again, it's just a thing where it was a tied combo score. The waves looked pretty similar. The score difference was maybe a point or close to a whole point difference in score. And people are just like, why did it take them so long to enter the score? Why did it come out to a combo like that? Why did it this? Why did it that? Where, it happens in surfing. Do I believe that the scores were good? Yo, listen, I'm an announcer. I think the judges did the best they could, and what they did was right. You know what I'm saying? So there it is, baby. On to the second contest, which I thought was pretty sick. Abu Dhabi surf ranch out there. It's pretty much the spitting image of the surf ranch, the Kelly Slater original surf ranch, wherever the hell it is in America. Like they didn't really change like the formation of the wave or anything like that. With all the money out there, you would think they would probably just spend some money to make like the biggest wave and the biggest wave pool with the gnarliest stuff. But it's pretty much the exact same. Maybe it's a patent that they have on the technology. And if you purchase the franchise and you buy into this thing, they have to build the exact same one. But either way, it wasn't much different than what you would see at the wave pool of Kelly Slater. Wind was a factor for sure, and sandstorms as well, because it's literally in a desert. But I thought that the contest was pretty sick. My experience was that I got home from work and surf practice and just a long day, and I was kind of tired, and I laid down and I put the freaking broadcast on my phone and just plugged it in, and I went to sleep at some point, woke up in the morning, and it was still going. Right? So like the beauty of having a contest at a place like this is that, you control when the waves run. So like they're running 3-man heats, alternating direction of the wave and then alternating people. So each person gets 2 lefts, 2 rights. When there was a 2-person heat, they ran, 1 person ride left, ride right, and they do that twice for each person. And again, they were able to just run the thing consistently. Whereas when you're doing an on-call in the ocean, they're checking the wave at 7. They might check the wave at noon. They might check the wave and you're on call. Like the contest could go on today or it couldn't. This is like the contest is happening. So I believe that they ran in the morning until like afternoon was the first round. And then in the evening, they ran the second round. So I watched, not fully watched, but I had my phone tuned in to a live stream for like 13 hours, I think, and it was every time that I looked at the damn thing, there was surfing on it. So it was pretty sick from that standpoint. Again, if you go to the comments section, I'd say that, I didn't scroll down the whole thing, but honestly, I think that what stood out most was the hate. And nowadays, that's kind of common. It's like you should just expect people to hate in the comment section and just honestly consider it love because, like, they're just, they're writing on the thing, so it's adding to the algorithm. So it's like, whatever, they're helping you, right? But literally, you could see it was like comments, worst contest, worst place, blah, 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 run on about WSL trying to ruin our lives. Did not like at all, ... but like to see Rio Waida make it as far as he did, but there also were comments like, how could you not like this? And that's where I feel just as an athlete. Surfing is a thing that's a recreational activity. It's subjective. It's way more style and feeling for most people than it is competition. right? But the nature of everything, as you can see with fucking video games, is that once a lot of people start doing it and motherfuckers with money see they can make more money off of it, it becomes competitive. And now there's sponsorships. Now there's money involved. Now there's things going on. So, from an athletic perspective, it shows, the true athleticism of surfing, right? These guys are cranking out like 15 to 20 turns on a wave they're riding for, 2 barrel sections, 3 open turn sections. They're hucking airs. So these are leg burning waves, and for the average surfer, you're definitely not going to be able to pull, turns of that nature, but like that many turns. If you're riding that wave casually as a recreational surfer, you're probably hitting one turn. Ooh, another turn. Ooh, and then slowing down, taking a breath, relaxing, setting up for the next thing. These guys are fitting in the most amount of turns that they can into each zone between the barrels. And if the barrel happens, they're staying as deep as they can. That's almost like the relaxing rest time in between just cranking more compressions into extensions, into awkward positions, into aerial maneuvers. As I said, it was sick, right? So, it's not the ocean. There's not going to be that guessing aspect and, just taking your wave knowledge and what you can see from what's trickling out there and coming towards you in the ocean, and then what's breaking in front of you, because it's going to be different every time. This one's going to be more similar every time, and it's going to be this athlete's perspective and their literal athletic ability. Are you strong enough, fast enough to do all these things and fit them all in on the wave, right? So, you saw Jackson Bunch and Imai develop from Maui, to Maui Rippers. Jackson got one of the highest scores, like a 9.38 or something, 9.4. And Imai was just putting combinations of all sorts of maneuvers together. When they're doing a carving reverse, and then a blowtail reverse, and then an air reverse, it's like, I know the wave is similar every time, but how can you hate on the athletic ability of that human to be able to do that and keep up with the wave that's literally getting run by a fucking train on a track, right? So, like, we know everybody's seen North Shore, Homeboy Rick was the surf pool, the wave pool surf champion of Arizona, and went to the North Shore and whatever, right? And it's like a thing that's been hated on forever. And I personally don't really want to surf a wave pool. But when it comes to the competitive nature of surfing and throwing a wave pool event into a tour, that's cool with me. Again, I want to see athletic ability. I've spent my whole life as a professional athlete in soccer, youth, college, professional, and then I became professional skimboarder. I make money off of coaching surfing and announcing surfing, and I want to become a better surfer, and I'm always trying to improve. So, like, lifting weights and doing plyometrics and running and just other stuff like that, cross training, has been a part of my life for my whole life. And it's I think that it's good to see surfers doing that. And with that part added into surfing, I feel like it's almost necessary to have at least one event where the wave is standard and you get to see just athletic ability and, not so much, like I said, wave knowledge and knowing the ocean, but having a repertoire of tricks and being able to showcase your creativity on this one standard thing as an athlete. I think that that's pretty cool, right? So, again, WSL season opening up with 2 back-to-back contests, met with mixed reviews, right? And it's understandable why. You're always going to have people on one pole on opposite sides. It's like everything on earth, politics, religion, fucking your neighbors hating each other. Everybody, there's going to be people on opposite ends that just can't see anything. So it is what it is. And that's the internet, where you can spew garbage, whether it's a a remix of a post or just a comment section. But like I said, when judges are judging, bro, they get trained to do it. So if you just a common peon, who the fuck cares what you talking about? The judges do, that's their job. So let them judge, and it is what it is. When it comes to a wave pool scenario, hey, I think it's okay. Okay by me. Showcase your athleticism, showcase your creativity, and just the bag of tricks that you have that you can't do on every single wave all the time. And that was your Money Mouth Podcast. Yes, sir, bless, sir. Click like, click subscribe, share if you care. It's your boy Ed the Dread going up there, up there. A hooey ho, Kako. Yes, sir.